I'm so excited to share a little gift that I made to myself. My birthday was just last weekend, but I think by the time this video comes out, it probably will be a good few weeks. So I decided to gift myself an art-related product, and I have been cruising Etsy for some really beautiful ceramic watercolor palettes, and I came across something that I haven't seen before. So I wanted to share it with you, and I think I will also be creating a bit of a painting using these palettes so you can see them in action as well. So the Etsy shop is Mrs. Dessert Studio. I'll leave it down here somewhere, and she is creating these beautiful palettes, and I think there are some other products on her shop as well, but it's the palettes that really caught my eye. There is a great variety in her palettes, so different shapes, different sizes, and these are made in Latvia, or the artist is from Latvia. This is where they're shipped from. So I just wanted to show you a little thank you card. And then at the back here it says, "May this created palette be your ally in your creative moments throughout your life. Best, Mrs. Dessert." So I thought that was quite a sweet touch. So I ordered 2 palettes. This smaller one was the last one, so I was very happy to snatch it away. And then this is kind of my main gift to myself. But so let's open them together. They were really beautifully packaged, by the way. I took them out of the box. They had loads of bubble wrap layers in between, and it came in a nice sturdy box. So I was a bit worried how they would travel, but the packaging was superb. So let's have a look at these palettes. So they're beautifully made. It says here Mrs. Dessert. And what I really liked about them is the artisan look, and also very kind of contemporary at the same time. So really beautiful, and it's got this sort of beautiful I want to say clay, probably ridge, and then inside is ceramic. And I love the fact that they're not completely, you know, they look beautifully handmade. So that's what I really appreciate. It's like a piece of art almost. There's also these 2 ridges here, and that's for your to rest your brushes in there so they don't roll off. So that's also a nice touch. And here is the second palette, and it says here, "May every thought, every step with love." I guess be with love. And here is the main event. I'm so excited about this. I think it's super Instagrammable, very photogenic, and just absolutely amazing. Love the look of it. Again, there's the 3 ridges here for your brushes. I love the fact that you can squeeze out a little bit of watercolor and then use this area to mix colors and things. It's just really beautiful. And at the back, again, this is what it looks like at the back. And here are all the details. So I'll just bring it up and you can look up her Instagram, and she also has Pinterest by the looks of it. So there's Etsy, Mrs. Dessert Studio, her email, and that's her business. I always love to support you know, fellow business owners, especially when they produce such beautiful artisan looking items. Okay, so I am going to do a bit of watercolor, maybe botanical. I'm feeling like it's a lovely summery day, so let's do a bit of botanical. So I have picked 5 colors for my limited botanical color palette. I've got quinacridone gold, Mars brown, perylene green, sap green and green gold. So let's start. I didn't tell you how many colors there are, or potentially how many you could use. There is a total of 12 colors that you could use. Or you can actually, use more if you wanted to. You can simply add more colors around here if you wanted, but I prefer working with a limited color palette. So I probably wouldn't even use that many, but I do like to have the option. Also, I would maybe mix kind of maybe my own mixes, as in squeeze an amount of watercolor in there from 2 tubes or more, maybe more. Perylene green, and sap green, and green gold. All right, I'm going to leave the colors here so I can remember which one is what, or in fact I should do the reversed order like that. Okay, so here's what I would do. Firstly, I'm going to mix up the perylene green because you had a bit of that separation. Only need a little bit. So watercolors mix beautifully on ceramic surfaces. It doesn't beat up, and it just looks really pretty. You can see the color very well. Now I'm going to go into Mars brown just a touch to neutralize things a little bit. So this is a nice kind of earthy green here. If I wanted to add just a touch more, actually I quite like, so I'm going to go ahead and just start watercoloring. This paper is not designed for watercolor, but I do like using it for a bit of experimental work. So that would be just a little botanical. And then I'm going to go into something a little bit more greener. So sap green into the same mix. And we have a lovely kind of green here. I'm just thinking of maybe foliage, maybe flowers. There's nothing specific that is coming to my mind, but I am just enjoying sort of the creative part of it. And now let's go into quinacridone gold. So that's going to really create a lot of beautiful drama, and I hope you can see how the color is just pushing away everything else. So I'm just going to mix it up again. So sort of this mustard color now. And let's see, gold green, make it a bit more juicy this time. With a touch of Carnelian green. And then I'm feeling something should be here as well. So let's see, let's add a little bit more of quinacridone gold into here. There's a little fly or some sort of insect. Okay, so I think I will leave it at that. Maybe swatch this color from before. This kind of grey color that we added there. And then I didn't swatch this one, so I think this might be it here. So I'm going to wait for this to dry and then see if I want to add any details with pencils. I decided to use my watercolor pencils, and these are Caran Museum Aquarelle. I picked a lovely peachy pinky color palette and I will just swatch them out here. So there's a kind of a number of ways you can work with them. You can dip the tip of the pencil into water and then go ahead and do some marks, or you can work dry and then add a bit of water to see what the color looks like. Typically I'm showing you a process of how I like to create a color palette of colors that work. So I go ahead and I pick some that I think will work, then I do tiny swatches just for color reference. I'm not liking to start writing down names. Usually I would use a separate page later to then quickly do a quick note of all the colors that I did pick in the end. So let's see, there's a lovely white, yellow. So the first one was lemon yellow. Then we have the next one is apricot, then saffron, and then orange, carnelian, and anthraquinite pink. So I think all of these colors look quite pretty, but I'm not going to use all of them. I think I will start with the pink because I know that will be such a nice color with these greens. So I'll just put them down like that in the order that I swatched, and I'll start just kind of creating these little almost floral elements just to break up the green a little bit. It's all a bit too green at the minute. Just going to do these lovely scribbles at the beginning, and then with a bit of watercolor just softening them. And remember that you will reactivate some of the previous watercolors, so it might get a bit muddy. If you want a controlled pink, then just add the water on those specific areas, but I wanted a softening kind of element. Okay, so the pink definitely looks lovely. Now this orange looks also very, very beautiful, and it's more kind of an earthier tone, and it's the carnelian. So let's see, I think this one would be good around here, and I'm going to create sort of rounder shapes this time. And this time I'm going to go directly onto these areas to activate the pencil, make it a bit more brighter, so it pops a little more. And that's that. Okay, let's see. There's a lovely peach here, which I quite like. And that. I'm thinking how to beautify this thing here. And maybe I'm just going to doodle inside here just to make it look like there's sort of blossoms coming out. Like that. Let's see. And then we have these two. I think I'm going to go for this bright orange here, and maybe just do little shapes like this. It's so pretty how once the water hits the pigment, it becomes really bright and beautiful. I think this is it. I probably will leave that one as it is. I don't need to add every single thing, but basically I have used these 3 colors, saffron and apricot. Have I used apricot? No, I haven't. So I've used 4, which are these. So once I will be adding the color palette memo on this side, I will know that these are the colors that I actually used, and I can also swatch around the watercolors here, which I think I used every single one of them in the mixes. Now it'll be hard to recreate the mixes, so what I will do is I'll swatch them as they are rather than the mixes. So that was a fun little botanical that you can do. So if you take walks and you have loads of greenery around you, you can do your own kind of imaginative botanical. You can, if you live somewhere in the city and you don't have too much going on, then you could potentially, if you have any like gardening magazines, or you could buy some books, or you might already have some books with botanical photography in them, or if you could travel or drive to a nearby garden shop, or if you go to a supermarket to get your groceries, pop to their flower or their plants. Sometimes they also have domestic plants area, and check out what they have there. Take a quick kind of observation of the leaves and the flowers and things like that. So there's a lot you can do to get inspired by flowers. So I hope you enjoyed this little tutorial, and I will see you soon. Thanks for watching.